The day that detonated my marriage didn't come with fireworks. No cheating reveal, no screaming confrontation, no slammed doors rattling picture frames. It arrived quietly, tiptoeing into my life on slippered feet, wrapped in the warmth of our shared bed. The room was dark except for the soft glow of her phone screen. I'd been drifting in and out of sleep. You know that fuzzy space where you still feel everything, but your body refuses to move? My wife, Jenna, thought I was far gone in dreamland. Her fingers brushed over my chest as she reached behind me for my wallet. A delicate, practiced movement that scraped every nerve in me. At first, I told myself a generous lie. She's grabbing cash for something harmless. She needs her ID. Maybe she's nervous and just reorganizing things at midnight. Then I heard her. Whispers. Hushed, shaky, guilty. Yeah, 0583. My PIN. My heart folded into origami daggers. She whispered it again, slower, careful not to wake me. Then a pause followed by a quiet little grin in her voice. There's about 1 million. Withdraw everything. He won't even know. Everything inside me locked. 1 million. That account held nearly every cent I'd earned grinding overtime for years. Penny by penny, building the future she constantly claimed we weren't working hard enough for. That future didn't include me. A soft giggle leaked from her. Mom, hurry before he sees anything. Her mother. Not a lover. Somehow, that stung even worse. Family conspiracy. Not a fling. A planned betrayal. I kept breathing as steadily as a metronome while my mind screamed through the mattress. Don't move. Don't react. Let her believe this is her victory lap. The bed dipped when she slipped out to the kitchen, probably pacing while she waited. I felt my pulse slam against the pillow. $1 million, she said. She never contributed a cent of it. Somewhere in the quiet, I smiled. A tiny, bitter curve of the lips. Half an hour passed like a slow drip of venom. Then the phone shrieked. Jenna lunged for it. I heard her mother's voice through the tiny speaker, full chaos, no more whispering. They arrested me. They arrested me. He knows. He tipped them off. He knows everything. Jenna froze. Silence turned the air into concrete. I rolled over. Not slowly this time. My eyes met hers. Her pupils ballooned with terror. I didn't shout. I didn't flinch. I just let the truth settle like dust on a coffin. Oh, I said softly, I know. For the first time since I met her, she was the one who looked afraid of losing me. Her mother kept screaming on speaker, frantic and drowning in consequences Jenna thought she could avoid. Jenna's words stumbled out like broken glass. I can explain. I sat up and stretched like I'd simply had a good nap. No rush, I said. We'll talk in the morning. Her mouth fell open. But I had already turned my back. She whispered into the dark again. This time not like a conspirator. More like a child caught stealing cookies. I didn't listen. I'd heard enough. Morning arrived like a courtroom spotlight. I brewed coffee. Poured her a cup too. The aroma curled through the kitchen, mingling with the thick silence. Jenna hovered near the counter, trembling fingers strangling the phone she hadn't let go of all night. I took a sip, slow and calm. She cracked first. It was a joke. The sentence was stitched together with desperation. I didn't respond. Silence has weight when you want it to. She tried again. Are you really taking this seriously? I was just messing around with Mom. You know her sense of humor. Her mother's sense of humor apparently included theft, arrest, and federal charges. I stirred my coffee. Jenna's smile flickered like a dying bulb. You don't believe me? She asked. I looked up. You want a real answer? She swallowed. Then nodded. You whispered my PIN into the phone, I said. Jokes usually involve laughter, not police custody. Her skin drained of color. She stepped closer. Her voice softened, sugar turning sour. I can't lose you. I panicked, okay? Mom said she needed help and there it was. The villainous mother figure defense. As predictable as a sunrise. I set my mug down. Help? By stealing everything I've earned? By draining the account that pays our mortgage? She flinched. Her eyes glistened, pupils trembling like tiny earthquakes. You don't understand. I thought. The doorbell sliced her sentence in half. She jumped. I didn't. Blue uniforms waited on the front step. 2 officers, serious as winter. Mr. Brooks? We need a moment regarding the fraud report connected to your bank account. Jenna's knees wavered. The officers invited me outside. Not her. Jenna stood behind the glass door like a ghost watching her own funeral. I confirmed the details. Explained every quiet crime laid out the night before. One officer scribbled notes, the other listened closely, eyes narrowing with every word. Sir, the one with the clipboard asked, is it true this wasn't the first suspicious withdrawal attempt? That caught my attention. I tilted my head. I haven't seen any others. He tapped his pen against the pad. There were several attempts over the past month. Small withdrawals. Designed not to trigger alarms. Small. Sneaky. Calculated. Jenna didn't start this last night. She'd been practicing. The house behind me felt suddenly smaller. And so did she. The officers left with a promise to follow up. I walked back inside where Jenna stood like a glass figurine one breath away from shattering. Several attempts? I said quietly. Not your first joke. Her mask melted. Not a tear for remorse. Only fear. Her mother called again. Speaker on. The sound exploded into the room. Tell him it's a misunderstanding. The older woman screeched. Tell him we did this for the family. We. Plural conspirators. Plural traitors. Jenna launched into frantic pleading, words tripping over each other like drunks in a hallway. I didn't mean for this to go so far. I swear I wasn't trying to hurt you. She grabbed my arm. Please. Please. We can fix this. I'll do anything. Just don't leave me. Leave her? That thought had already evacuated the building long before sunrise. I gently slid my arm from her grip. The distance between us became a canyon. You tried to steal our future, I said. And you lied while doing it. She sank onto the tile, shaking. I didn't shout. Didn't curse. Didn't slam a single door. I simply picked up my laptop, pulled out a folder already labeled in bold. Divorce, financial fraud. Her eyes widened as I placed it on the table, pages thick with screenshots, recordings, account logs. When did you? She croaked. I noticed the first time you took $60 without asking, I replied. I hoped it was a mistake. I prayed you'd talk to me. I leaned closer, voice low but sharp as a surgeon's scalpel. Last night wasn't betrayal. It was confirmation. Her phone slipped from her hand. Her breath cracked into pieces. As I turned to leave the room, she whispered. Please, don't ruin my life. I paused at the doorway. You already tried to ruin mine. Her mother kept shrieking through the phone, forgotten on the floor. Her panic echoed behind me. My calm footsteps answered every plea with silence. By afternoon, the crisis escalated into a circus. Jenna's mother had been released pending further investigation. She stormed into our house still wearing a hospital bracelet from stress-induced heart palpitations. Convenient timing. Too convenient. She pointed a trembling, accusatory finger at me the moment she crossed the threshold. You set me up. Sent officers after a poor old woman who just wanted to help her daughter. I leaned on the counter, arms crossed. You stole my PIN. You tried to drain my account. I did it for Jenna, she snapped. She deserves better than living under your control. Control. A word criminals use when they fail to get what they want. Jenna stood behind her mother, pale and lopsided, the scaffolding of her excuses collapsing. They took seats on the couch like two villains preparing their alibi. I sat opposite, flipping open the padded blue folder. The mother scoffed. So dramatic. I pressed play on the first recording. Jenna's whisper leaked into the room. There's about 1 million. Her mother's voice followed, tinny but venomous. With that much, you can finally be independent. Jenna covered her face. Her mother surged forward. That proved nothing. You drugged her. Coerced her. Manipulated her. I clicked to the bank statement. Highlighted withdrawals. Small and sporadic. Matching dates when Jenna forgot her purse or helped her mom with errands. The mother opened her mouth. Closed it. Opened it. Nothing coherent made the jump from brain to tongue. Jenna whispered, voice trembling. Mom, you said it wasn't a crime. You said? Oh, what, now you're blaming me. Her mother snapped back, eyes blazing. You wanted the money too. Don't you dare pretend you wouldn't have spent every penny. Jenna recoiled like she'd been slapped. Mom, you told me he'd never know. That we deserved a better life. That you need money to keep a man happy, the mother spat. Some men leave if you don't look perfect. I was protecting you. The twisted parenting philosophy revealed. Love equals theft. Security equals deception. Jenna sputtered through sobs. No. I just didn't want to struggle anymore. I closed the folder. You didn't want to struggle? You wanted to skip straight to luxury, even if it meant destroying me. Her mother slammed a fist against the coffee table. You men think you own everything. I own the money I earned, I replied calmly. And I own the right to decide who I trust with it. Jenna cried harder. Mascara bleeding into her palms. Her mother jutted her chin like a general rallying troops that had already deserted. You won't divorce her. She'll take everything in court. I smiled. Finally. You both attempted coordinated financial fraud. That eliminates claims to shared assets. Judges love a nice file like this one. I tapped the folder, slow and theatrical. Her mother's confidence shredded. Jenna slid off the couch and knelt on the carpet as if gravity had betrayed her. She crawled toward me. Her hands clung to my knees. I swear I regret it. Please let me fix this. I'll pay you back. With what money? I asked. She cried harder. You won't survive without me, her mother screeched. Jenna shot up, whirling on her. He's the one with the job. The house. The money. You told me I deserved more, but you only cared about draining him. The mother gasped, betrayed by her own protege. 2 thieves. 1 pot of gold. No honor among criminals. Revenge being served without me lifting a single finger. I stood. Divorce papers slid from the folder like a guillotine blade. These get filed tomorrow. Jenna reached for my hand. I stepped back. Her mother looked ready to explode, fists clenched, breath shaking like faulty machinery. After everything we did for you, she snarled. You did nothing for me, I replied. You tried to take everything from me. I collected the folder and headed for the bedroom. Behind me, a mother screamed blame into a daughter's sobs. A duet of ruin. I shut the door. And locked it. Tomorrow the legal war begins. Tonight, I sleep. The next morning woke up bitter and cold, like the universe itself hungered for justice. I dressed sharply, the kind of suit you wear not for celebration, but for burial. Jenna watched from across the room, her eyes swollen from a night of crying and pleading through a locked door. She looked like the ghost of a woman she once pretended to be. Please, she rasped. Give me one more chance. I slipped the divorce papers into a leather briefcase. Last night was your last chance. Her mother wasn't there when I left. She had already scurried to handle her legal panic. Probably calling every cousin, neighbor, and half-acquaintance begging for a miracle. Court wasn't scheduled yet, but I planned to make the first move. Fraud first. Divorce second. 2 filings with 1 devastating execution. My lawyer listened to my explanation with the calm delight of a man who loved slam-dunk cases. She tried to take everything, he murmured. Now she gets nothing. I signed. Ink carved freedom. The hearing happened 2 weeks later. Jenna arrived without her mother. Her mother had been indicted for multiple past offenses uncovered during the investigation. Fraud wasn't a one-time hobby for her, it was a career. Jenna trembled in front of the judge, cheeks red, eyes glazed in humiliation. Her lawyer did his best. She acted under emotional distress. She loves her husband deeply, Your Honor. This was an isolated mistake. The judge raised a skeptical eyebrow. I clicked play on the courtroom audio system. There's about 1 million. Withdraw everything. Her whisper filled the marble walls. The betrayal became public record. Jenna folded in on herself, shoulders collapsing under the weight of her own voice. The judge took a breath, then delivered a verdict that felt like a closing chapter sliding into place. Divorce approved on grounds of financial betrayal. No claim to shared assets. My property and account fully protected. A restraining order pending after sentencing of her mother. Jenna's world shrank to a single spot on the courthouse floor where her tears hit stone. She looked up with the last fragments of someone begging for a lifeline. Please. I don't want to lose you. I already lost you, I replied. The moment you whispered. She broke. No heroic speeches. No redemption arc. Just the raw, unvarnished consequences of greed. I walked out into daylight sweet with closure. Birds chirped like tiny applauding witnesses. Air felt cooler, fresher, unpolluted by lies. Jenna stepped outside moments later, arms wrapped around herself for warmth, eyes chasing me like a prayer never answered. For a moment, I paused. Not because I doubted leaving. Because freedom deserved a dramatic final look. She opened her mouth to speak. No sound came out. I nodded once. An unspoken farewell. Then I turned and left, footsteps steady as justice. As the courthouse doors shut behind me, I breathed deeply. No more whispers. No more lies tucked into midnight shadows. Only one thought echoed with perfect clarity. My silence was louder than her betrayal.